Okay, so now we're going to think about areas for children to be in where they feel safe, because sometimes we forget that if you've got lots of special sensory needs, sometimes big spaces are very, very frightening. And we always used to have great big cardboard boxes, and cardboard boxes are fantastic, but actually there are a whole range of cheap, great little tents, and they have the advantage that they're very lightweight and that you can wipe them down or wash them. You can take them anywhere you're going to, so if you're going to a grandparents, you're going on holiday, this is a safe space for your child. And we're going to have a look down here. We've got a little igloo tent here, and we've filled it with lametta, which is this material that we got from a scrap store. It's beautifully tactile, it's very strong, it's visually fascinating, and feels great. We've got a mirror attached that a child can look at the different reflections and play with that. We've got the little tent here, which is full of lametta, but inside it's got other things that you can find when you explore. So we've got a nice soft roller from B&Q or somewhere. We've got a bottle full of bells. We've got a simple box with a different sound, a nice reflective paper, and if we play in here, we've actually got a glove which has simply been filled with different feels, so that it's exciting and interesting to play with. And all of those can be hidden inside so a child can find them. Underneath we've got a nice soft white throw, so it's not too slippy and it's quite pleasant. We have to remember, of course, some of these children won't like softness. We often think children want soft toys. Some children find that quite frightening, so you need to know your child. We've surrounded this, well, on top we've got a survival blanket, and then we happen to come across at Scrap Store a whole range of exciting Christmas decorations which were being thrown away. They're beautifully visually exciting and easy to move with a minimum of hand movement. So if you have a child who's limited in movement and they simply brush past this, it'll move and reflect, and you know, it's a great feeling of power for that child. This was the latest. This is from IKEA. This cost £15 in February 2012. There again, wipeable, folds flat, easy to put up, a very nice little safe space in there for a child. We've got some interesting things. We've got a bell which makes a noise. We've got a great big ball which has got all sorts of exciting shapes to feel. We've got a washable cushion which is a nice wedge. If a child needs to have a wedge to go over in order to play, that would be ideal. And we've got some simple things. So this was a hanging basket, and the local brownie group were given this as a task, and they made a tortoise. Actually somebody said it was an armadillo, but it's just a very exciting thing to feel. It's very simple to make, costs very little. You might want to finish it off a bit nicer, but very exciting to play with. And elephant is another one which is made using a big milk carton, a couple of boxes, a bit of this soft wadding here, and just tacky back for ears. So just a bit of fun for an older brother or sister to make and play with, and great fun for the children. And we've just got a salamander up here because, whoops, not very well attached, but really strong contrast, so nice and clear for a child to see. So it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's tactile, interesting, and will help a child reach out and explore. Because if you find difficulty understanding the world, actually reaching out at all can be very, very frightening. So we want it to be interesting, but this is not going to overwhelm the child. So it would be really about knowing the child and working with that child appropriately. This is a different type of tent. This is a lean-to tent. This is another one from IKEA, and it's really good because it's got a nice big entrance, which means you could get a specially adapted pushchair or wheelchair inside. It's got a window, so we've actually got a fan blowing some lametta behind, which you may be able to see and you may not. And in front of it, we've got this fantastic shower curtain, again from IKEA, but absolutely wonderful colours, and wonderful for a child as they're pushed through it, because they can actually affect it. They can park it in different places. They can lie in there and look at this through that. Parent knows they're safe. This has got some interesting things in. These are made of silicone. They're little moulds, but because they're silicone, they're very flexible. You can chew them, but you won't be able to break it. They've got really different feels on them, and of course, if we ever have hot weather, you could actually put something cold in them, or have them in the fridge, because then a child can feel something different. It isn't just rubbery, it's actually cold as well, and that's really important.